What's going on? Healy here, and today I'm going to be ranking all the face of the franchise players. This year, in MLB The Show 22, it's going to mean way more with these rankings just because you can only select or acquire 12 of these players. 6 of them are choosable out of a choice pack. So there's going to be a lot of tough decisions coming up when you get to those choice packs. Coming in at number 30 is Carson Kelly. Catchers aren't really that good to start off the year, so having a diamond 90 overall catcher, it's great. It's just there's a couple other catchers in this program, and Carson Kelly against right-handed pitching just isn't good at all. He can hit lefties well if you want him off the bench to hit lefties. You want him as a pinch hitter or a defensive replacement because of his 80 fielding, 91 block. Could do that, but there's a couple other catchers in this program that I think you should go after if you were to decide to choose a catcher in this. ALEK MANOAH is coming in at 29. I just think due to his pitch repertoire only having 4 pitches, he doesn't throw 99, so like his fastball speed's just okay with that 94. He's a reliever with this pitch repertoire. If he was a reliever in game, especially with that 99 hits per nine, I get his hits per nine's very good. The pitch repertoire isn't there though. Andrew BENINTENDI, he's just okay. If you want an all-around type guy, you could pick Andrew. It's just 70s for the fielding, barely hitting 80 for the arm and accuracy, 70 speed. His contacts in the 80s, his power just below 80 versus righties, 66. Just average all the way around, and he doesn't really excel, so he's pretty far down on my list. These next couple players are going to be first baseman. It's tough. Joey Votto, he hits well against righties. Against lefties, not so good. He has some good reaction with 84. His fielding's pretty decent. He's a little slow. He's a very good bench bat. Picking him for your team to start, it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially if you pre-order and you got the cover pack. There's so many good viable first basemen in that. And there's also a lot of good gold players. Like you could pick up like Nick Castellanos or any of the other gold players that could play first base, and you'll get more well-rounded hitting attributes. To go along with the next one, as I stated, another first baseman. I feel like Crone is slightly better just because he has a lot of power versus righties and lefties. He loses a lot of contact versus righties, but having that 92 power versus righties, 95 versus lefties, his fielding pretty similar with 75, 81. He's a little bit quicker. The Crone Zone coming in at number 25. You play anywhere in the infield for you. He has good fielding with 81, 82 reaction, 82 speed. His hitting numbers are just meh. He's a lefty bat if you want that, but against righties, 85, 77, pretty decent. Against lefties though, 75, 54. The power not being there hurts him. If you want a good defensive option, go with Cronenworth. Number 24 is Tommy Edman, another group that is pretty similar. He doesn't have the power versus righties. He has some decent power versus lefties. Switch hitter, which helps him out. That's why I put him a little bit above. The fielding's way better at 95 and 97, 88 speed. I just don't know if this is one of those starting caliber guys that you'd choose out of one of these packs. He'd be more of a off the bench type option. You're facing a lefty, get that lefty at bat with the power. He gets subbed in. He can play almost anywhere. He can't play first base in the infield, but he can play almost every other position, especially with diamond fielding. But hitting's so valuable in this game. And number 23 is the second of 3 catchers. We have Sean Murphy. Almost maxed out fielding, almost maxed out arm. The blocking's there. He has very good power. He just struggles with the contact. If you put the PCI on the ball, it should leave. 35 speed's a little slow. He could be decent for early in the year. There's not a lot of good hits per 9 pitchers early on in the year. Contact isn't as valuable, but he will fade out quickly with that 69 and 60 contact. Marcus Stroman coming in at number 22. He has some pretty decent hits per 9, 86, 99 stamina. He has a decent pitch repertoire. He has a sinker cutter that you're looking for with the fastball, splitter, slider. All around great pitch selection. He just doesn't have the velocity. And at this point in the game, just like first baseman, there's a lot of gold players that can hold out for you until you can get a very elite pitcher. I don't know if Stroman's worth one of the few selections that you actually have to impact your team. At 21, we have Josh Bell. He's pretty underrated. Looking at those hitting attributes, I maybe should have bumped him up on the list. It's just, again, he's a first baseman. He is a switch hitter, which helps out a lot. The contact's there, the power is there. He's a little more even split wise fielding. He'll do it for you. 72, 76, 42 speed. I just think the first base stuff holds him back. There's so many good outfielders that a lot of these good players are getting pushed towards the bottom. The next few players are going to be shortstops. We have Wander starting out. Against righties, he just doesn't have it. Against lefties, he has the contact. The power isn't necessarily there. His good fielding, all in the 80s. His speed's in the 80s. It's good. Just against right-handed pitching, not really there. Jazz Chisholm's up next. The next guy as well. This is just gonna be personal preference. Jazz is a second baseman though. If you want to play him at shortstop, he has gold fielding. He's just a diamond fielder at second. Great speed with 91. His hitting attributes, they're okay. They're in the 70s. The power is 84. He is a lefty bat if you want that lefty there. There isn't too many good lefty pitchers in the game at the moment, unless you go up against Randy Johnson. And we all know Jazz has a pretty sweet swing in the game. Right after him, Francisco Lindor. They're similar in hitting attributes. Lindor has less contact versus righties, but overall, they're pretty similar with the lefty-righty stats. Attributes, if you want to call it the correct term. Switch hitter though, that helps him out. He has max fielding, max reaction. His arm a little weak at 68, but he'll make the plays for you. Only 69 speed. That is nice, but it's not that 91. It's just what you prefer more in a player. You either choose Lindor, Chisholm, or Wander Franco. Next is Mitch. He has silver fielding, 88 arm, which is good. Right fielder. He's a little slow at 58 speed. He has great power at 94 and 102. Hits lefties well with the contact, 98. Only weakness, well, he has two. He has the speed and then the contact versus righties. And with him being in that AL West pack, it's tough. He has Corey Seager there, Kyle Tucker, Mike Trout, Sean Murphy, we've already discussed, but there's three guys ahead of Mitch, and that's why I don't think his value is as high. Cody Bellinger's up next. He's a better fielder than Mitch. He's quicker than him too. Super strong arm. It's just his hitting attributes are a little bit lower. The contact way lower, especially against lefties. He's a lefty bat at least for you. He can play first base. We all know Cody has a sick swing in the game, but we haven't even gotten to the best of the best outfielders. There's legit like 6 outfielders that are probably better than him. Logan Webb. He has a sinker, he has the cutter, kind of like Marcus Stroman though, where he just doesn't have the pitch speeds. The hits per nine's there, the Ks per nine there a bit. He has some decent control. I think he's well-rounded. Maybe if looking at the attributes for like the third time now, I bump up Stroman a bit, but we're still at the level where you might not even select any of these pitchers. A guy who I think is pretty similar to Logan Webb is Casey Mize. Doesn't have the cutter though. He has a splitter, curveball, slider. Hits per nine's pretty good at 90, 96 stamina. Ks per nine's a little low. His walks per nine's there, controls there. Either or with him and Logan Webb. The best catcher in this program, JT Realmuto. His hitting attributes, you're gonna be like, what? Why? It's mostly his speed. He has 85 speed compared to like the 30s. His swing in the game's pretty decent. He hits righties better than the other two guys. His fielding's there, the arm's there. His catcher pop time as a quirk. And with how weak catchers are, I think if you were to get a catcher out of this program, this is the guy you grab. Rafael Devers, this guy rakes. He's going to destroy right-handed pitching for you. That 106 power, 89 contact. He can hold himself against lefties with that 85 contact. Won't hit it out most of the time, but he does have a little pop with that 65. The fielding, okay, 66, 69 reaction. The 84 arm is what does it in the field for him to play third base. So if he does bobble anything, he will still have the arm strength to throw it over to first. Speed, okay at 52. Manuel Clase, just outside the top 10. He has good hits per 9. The Ks per 9, decent. Everything else, great. He does have outlier on the cutter, so he will throw above 100 with the cutter. The only issue with him is he has a cutter, 4-seam, and slider. Rob Dibble is very good with that pitch mix, but it's because the cutter is so much slower than the heater, and then the slider is way slower than that. You're just seeing a bunch of fast pitches with Class A. If you have a lefty, you just aim inside. You have a righty, you got to aim probably middle, away of the plate. A good player, probably going to destroy Class A just because of his repertoire. Devin Williams at number 10. Hits and Ks per 9, amazing with 112, 114 contact. His per 9s are amazing. He has 112 hits per 9, 114 Ks per 9. Walks per 9's a little low though. His clutch is there. Home runs per 9 doesn't matter. His repertoire this year, he had 5 pitches last year. I think he had a 2-seamer. They removed that. His fastball, pretty good at 96. What will make him successful is the 13-mile-per-hour drop-off with every other pitch. The circle change is going to float. The screwball is going to be slow and move weird. And also the cutter, it'll start off looking like a fastball, and you're going to get people to whiff on it. Or if you throw all those pitches and decide to throw the heater, they're going to be late on the heater. I like the differentials. It might be a little bit easier to hit the other stuff besides a 4-seam just because they move at the same miles per hour. But on paper, this card looks decent. Kyle Tucker at number 9. Well-rounded bat. He mashes the baseball in-game. We're going to take a look at the quirks that most of these guys have. He is unfazed with 2 strikes. His PCI gets a little bit bigger. Plays better at home. Night players there. These top ones don't do anything, like Thief. Let's see what Thief is. His steal is 95. That's it. That's the only reason why that's there. But he has great fielding. He's a right fielder. 62 speed. A little slow. He holds himself though, and he's a left-handed bat. Luis Robert, another outfielder here. Pretty good. Against lefties, should destroy him. Against righties, he's just okay. His fielding, almost diamond. You could get him there if you want. He has 93 speed. Arm's a little weak, but overall, this card's very well-rounded. He has unfazed as well. So with 2 strikes, his PCI gets bigger. Night player, and then breaking ball hitter. That actually does something, the breaking ball hitter. So if someone throws like a curveball with 2 strikes, you hit it, it could be gone. Cedric Mullins, another group of outfielders together. Lefty bat. He hits righties better, which is more valuable compared to Luis Robert, and him hitting lefties better. Cedric holds himself against lefties. He's a left-handed bat. His fielding's there. His speed's there. It's decent with 82. He does have a weak arm though. That's probably one of his only negatives. Aroldis Chapman in at number 6. Left-handed relievers are hard to come by. Because these are choice packs, I would probably recommend just buying the gold Aroldis Chapman instead of spending your stubs on this card, or just using a choice to get this card. It was just hard to rate him lower based off that though. The 116 hits per 9, the 118 Ks per 9, the velocities. He doesn't have outlier this year, just so you're aware, but he's still going to throw 100 plus. Him and Andrew Miller are gonna be one of the top tier lefties, but if you're on a budget, yeah, go with his gold for now. Acuna, center fielder. His fielding, okay for center field, 69 for reaction and fielding. He has great speed though, good arm. His hitting, he lacks against righties for contact, but he has the power. This is a top tier guy. It's just, would you sacrifice that fielding and contact versus righties? Or are you going to be able to hit righties well? His quirks are good. The unfazed is there yet again. 2 strikes. Dead red. If you see a fastball and make contact, you're going to get some good hit baseball. Same with breaking balls. So anything you hit basically with Ronald Acuna, you're going to hit well. And if you play at home and night player, he gets boosts there. I don't know the exact boost. I just know they affect in-game gameplay though, and those are the type of stuff you're looking for with these players, so that's going to help him out a ton. Bryan Reynolds, this guy's a top tier guy just because he's a switch hitter. His fielding's in the 80s. Arm accuracy doesn't matter too much, but he has 85 speed. His contact is great. His power against righties is there. He just lacks power against lefties. It's hard being a 90 overall getting him to excel at so many different spots, but this guy is so well-rounded, I had to include him up top in some way. Byron Buxton's just a glitch in this game. The maxed out fielding, almost maxed out arm, maxed out speed. He can hit decent, only 60 contact against righties. He does have 82 power against lefties. He has some way better contact and 76 power. His swing in the game is just nutty. He's just a glitch when it comes to hitting, even with lower hitting attributes. We saw it last year. His player of the month card was on many people's teams despite his hitting attributes. Fastball, breaking ball, he's going to hit it well. And if you play during the day, no fly ball should be dropping in center field for you. Corey Seager is my number 2 player. His fielding just okay. His speed a little slow. I knew he was going to be slow, and because of that, I knew his hitting attributes were going to be amazing. 93 and 92 contact, amazing. Left-handed shortstop, amazing. 82, 84 power, 90 vision. This guy is just going to destroy baseballs for you. It's tough that Corey Seager's number 2, and you only get one choice out of this pack because unfortunately number 1 is Mike Trout. I was trying to find ways to not include him as number 1. It's just tough with the way he plays. You could say against lefties hurts him. Okay, cool. His fielding and arm strength. Okay, cool. He just has so much power against righties. His speed is great at 89. His quirks make him really good in the game. That's why he's one of the best players in the game every single year. Plays better at home, plays better at night. He has unfazed, which is good. Dead red, which is awesome. Hitting the fastballs. He hits breaking balls well. When the team's behind, he gets attributes as well. He just has all the right quirks. It did change up his swing a little bit, but there's just no way I could bump him out of my number 1. He's the best and most expensive live series player every year for a reason. I'm kind of glad that I have a chance to get him right out the gate. No money spent. Won't be his live series good, but 90 overall, I'll take it. That's gonna do it for this video. Let me know who you think's your top 5 face of the franchise players in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe. This is Healy, and I'm out. Peace.